The family feud pitting Arthur S. Demoulas against his cousin Arthur T. Demoulas is long and complicated. But after Arthur S. ousted Arthur T. as Market Basket CEO and several thousand workers walked off the job in protest, the story suddenly got a lot simpler in the eyes of the press.
A family feud sparks a revolt.
You know you're in trouble when the graphics department starts having a field day with your corporate logo.
It would appear they're running out of time in finding a solution to this.
From the start, it's been the workers who've been front and center in the Market Basket saga, voicing their demands that Arthur T. be restored as company CEO.
They want fired CEO Arthur T. Demoulas reinstated.
Even though most workers voluntarily walked away from their jobs, the coverage has been sympathetic.
They continue their vigil outside of stores throughout the area.
Regardless of whether it's a worker who's protesting,
It's a little concerning because I will be starting college this year.
or someone still trying to do their job.
It's upsetting because this is my only job I have.
Neither Arthur T. nor Arthur S. have spoken publicly. But while workers are speaking up for Arthur T., no one is advocating on behalf of Arthur S., least of all himself.
You feel that your family feud is ruining the company?
Would you please excuse me so I can go to work?
And as the saga enters its fourth week, the drumbeat of coverage is reinforcing the sense of growing pressure on Arthur S. to give in.
Shelves are getting emptier every day.
Local lawmakers now asking customers to boycott all 71 stores.
The chain is losing up to $10 million each and every day.
And that will continue each and every day until this storyline changes. I feel like this is a classic case where there is only one side. It's like, I've never seen anything like this. Can you imagine, everybody at WBZ walking out if the boss got fired? I mean, I've never seen anything like it. So the phenomenon is what makes it such a big news story. I mean, it's gotten national coverage, network coverage. The New York Times has covered it because of the phenomenon aspect to it, that it is, talking about the other story, the little guys, all the people, that it's about the people and the community and the passion and versus the corporation.
And as you pointed out, they're the only ones speaking up. I mean, if there was a contingent of workers, if there was a split in the workforce and there was the pro-Arthur T contingent out there, then, wait, did I get it right?
Yeah.
No, Arthur S. All right, I tried to come up with a little mnemonic device.
Too.
Arthur T is
Shirley Leong did it. She said, bad Arthur, Arthur S. Good Arthur, Arthur T.
It's hard to find. It's hard to remember.
Anyway.
Okay, that feels like bias. I'm just telling you, she's a columnist.
Bad Arthur had his people out there protesting on his behalf and they were going head to head, then we'd be getting those two sides. But I'm not really sure what the media can do other than, raising questions about the intense dedication to Arthur S. that we see existing. But I mean, we're
Arthur
not.
T.
I just can't do it right. I just can't do it right.
All right.
So anyway, how can we cover both sides when, as you said, only one side is speaking up?
Well, and I think also what's interesting about this story is that usually it's the corporation that has all the power in this kind of narrative. Right? It's they're the ones that can hire the best PR firms. They're the ones who have all the money they can put behind a campaign. So what's weird about this is I really think that the Arthur S. side just hasn't made any attempt to get their side out. So it's it's not our job as the media to build a story for them. They have a responsibility to tell their own story. And if they're not doing that, that is part of the story, that they're sort of standing back and watching this all happen and sort of, it seems, not responding.
Every day our web people report on what the big, hot story is on our website. And every day this summer it's been the same. This has exploded for many of the reasons you already cited. Plus, everybody goes to the supermarket, right? Okay, maybe John Kerry has someone do it for him, but just about everybody goes and shops, so you can relate to the supermarket experience, the whole issue of prices and so forth. There's so many layers to this story. They keep getting peeled back. But I agree with what's been said. What are we supposed to do when Arthur S. won't talk?
You could have given a smile and I'd like to talk, but I really can't.
Yeah, well, I mean, clearly the PR props are not exactly there on that side, and the PR instincts of the RDT backers are impeccable. You show up at one of their stores with a camera crew, and we're used to being, ordered away from corporate premises at gunpoint. You show, come on in, you want to interview the manager, no problem. You want to go live from the empty meat cases, absolutely. So to the victor belongs the spoils when it comes to that.
Well, we we cover the story that's in front of us, not that which is not in front of us. So that's part of it. Now, part of our job is to dig and see what's underneath it, and some of that conversation is being had. I've had a discussion with a couple of experts, and the thing to note about this is not just the phenomenon of people walking out, it's the binding together of both management and rank and file. That has never happened before. We're talking about Occupy turned on its head. It's the 99 percenters yelling for the 1% guy. And why? And what does the culture mean to people? And how is this being recognized as corporate greed writ large for people who have suffered through all kinds of downsizing and the banks and all the rest of this? So it has great meaning on so many other levels, and that's what we cover. It is also our responsibility to unpeel some of the stuff I just talked about and try to ask the questions. I personally am very fascinated with the three members, the independent board members who've never spoken: strategic planner, banker, accountant. Hello. What are you doing? I'd like to know why you're not operating out of your skill set in this instance. I'd love that story. Hey, if you're listening, talk up.
Yeah, really. Somebody must be telling them not to.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
And down the road, one way to cover the other side will be if, in fact, I'm going to get it right this time, if Arthur T. does not resume control of the company, right? And they sell it off, and let's say some of the workers who've walked off their jobs lose their jobs. Then there will be time to say, all right, was this really an ethical thing to do on RDT's part? Did he lead these people on in some way? Is the feel-good story of the summer now turning into something a little more disheartening? That could come down the road, or maybe it won't.
The other simple fact of the matter is, it's all about the pictures. And there's only pictures on one side.
Yeah.
Pictures tell the story.